news at 12 begins with the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general elections, Peter Obi, demanding that Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu will introduce himself to the nation. The former Vice President and 2023 presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, who is challenging the election of President Tinubu at the Supreme Court last week via the courts in the U.S., obtained academic records of the president from Chicago State University, which he has filed at the Apex Court, praying the courts to sack Tinubu on account of alleged certificate forgery and perjury, amongst others. Speaking in a press conference this morning, Peter Obi urged Tinubu to reintroduce himself to the nation, noting that it is a simple task that will only take a few minutes. Obi added that Tinubu should save himself and Nigeria from the embarrassment that the certificate controversy has brought upon the nation. Meanwhile, former Vice President and 2023 presidential candidate of the PDP, Atiku Abubakar, has dismissed the speculation surrounding his secondary school certificate. Atiku, who spoke through one of his media aides, Chief Dele Mamadou, clarified what appeared to be a discrepancy in his own secondary school certificate. Mamadou gave the clarification in a post on his X handle on Tuesday. He explained that the clarification became necessary following allegations of forgery against Atiku by members of the All Progressives Congress, APC. He noted that some members of the ruling party had questioned the name Sadiq Abubakar in Atiku's work certificate as against his other credentials. Mamadou said he forwarded the accusations to the former vice president, who also provided an answer for the discrepancy. He noted that Atiku had used the name Sadiq Abubakar to sit for his WAEC exam, particularly when here. But in the midst of this, the Labour Party presidential candidate in this year's Tinubu should reintroduce himself to the nation to subsidize products. And because they know that this country may go on fire if Nigerians buy products at 1,000 naira per litre, they keep twisting facts. Why can't they come out and tell the world the truth? And this is from the National Secretary of IPMAN, Chief John Kekeocha.
I think it was Goodluck Jonathan who said that the whole subsidy thing is one big fraud. And then Buhari, not known for his oratory or rhetorical flourishes, in his own way talked about subsidy being fraud. And they have not removed, and so on and so forth. But the question, they keep using one word, landing cost. Where is this petrol landing from? We produce petrol. We don't buy our crude from Saudi Arabia. We don't buy it from the US. It comes from us. And because we lack refineries, what we do is send our crude to countries where they will be refined. And what we pay is the cost of refining and cost of transportation, not the cost of fuel. So what is landing cost? So the whole thing is an enigma wrapped in a riddle. And until we unravel this puzzle, this riddle, the going back and forth will continue. But the bottom line is that so many Nigerians, powerful and privileged Nigerians, are making so much money from the subsidy. They need to explain it to Nigerians. As this government said they removed subsidy, we felt the impact overnight, and now we are saying they are still paying subsidy. So I don't understand what they are doing. But until there's accountability and transparency in that part of our national life, it will just be going back and forth. The one group comes with subsidy, make their money, another one remove subsidy, make their money, but they must explain what is landing cost. We produce oil, we don't buy it from anywhere, so it doesn't land with any cost. It's our oil that got refined and got transported back to us that we pay for. So it's a complex issue.
All right. With all of this issue of subsidy, whether it's being removed or it's not being removed, at the end of the day, one thing is sure, Nigerians are feeling the impact of the current economic crunch with the, now foreign exchange, naira to dollar. Right now, naira to dollar is 1,025 naira to the dollar. Unconfirmed reports coming from Abuja also say that petrol is being sold there for 1,000 naira per liter. Now, Ipman and Pengasan should know when they're talking about fuel subsidy, right? They may not agree with the NNPCL, but they are close and they know. We believe that they know what they're talking about. Now, Ipman National Secretary is also saying that the government went ahead to remove subsidy without looking at the nitty-gritty involved before implementing the decision. This was just a declaration that was made during the president's inauguration, and since then till now, it's been what many would categorize as brouhaha. There's been so many issues with it since then. Now, if the government is paying subsidy and they're covering it up, could this be because they know that the way it was announced was not right?
Of course, it was impetuous. It was not. It didn't seem like it was well thought out, because first of all, the refineries are not working. Get the refineries working first before you talk about removing the subsidy. I don't know the motivation of the government, but I don't think this government is particularly driven by the public good. I don't think they are out to serve the masses. I think our president has a precedence, and judging by that precedence as dramatized by his tenure as the governor of Lagos State, it is not a man that is driven by the collective good of the people. So they know what they are doing with the subsidy, but it wasn't well thought out. The first thing would be to get our refineries working, and it doesn't take much with our illegal refineries being destroyed in Bayelsa, south, and there's no evidence that the fuel that come out from those illegal refineries is inferior to the ones that we use ordinarily. So it doesn't take much to build a refinery. Nigerians can build refineries, run these refineries, refine our oil in these refineries. It's just that the powers that be, because of their corruption, because of their interest in getting richer and richer and richer at the economic strangulation of the masses, choose not to fix the refineries. Yes, it will be coming and going up and down until, because of the corruption in the system. Nigerians need to stand up. Nigerians need to ask questions, demand accountability, demand transparency, and realize that the men out there were elected by them to serve them. And if they are really serving you, you have to ask for a scorecard. How good have you done? We grade you bad, we grade you good, we need to change your ways, you need to do this way, because they are ostensibly at your service. So until the masses stand up, until the Nigerians stand up, this tossing around of the people will continue.
All right then, thank you so dearly, Mr. Tochkozukama, for joining me on the World News at 12 this afternoon. I really appreciate your presence and your input.
You're welcomed.
Development as the nation gears up for the off-season elections in Bayelsa, Imo, and the Kogi State. Nigerians have expressed doubt over the integrity of the electoral process in the concerned state. The development followed the announcement by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) recently that it plans to manually transmit the results of the forthcoming November 11 Bayelsa governorship elections. The news agency of Nigeria reports that the state INEC resident electoral commissioner, Mr. Obo Efanga, disclosed the commission's decision in Yenagoa, the state capital, during an interactive meeting with religious leaders and faith-based organizations. The Commission's decision has not gone down well with many Nigerians who have also described it as a serious setback. Before now, the INEC successfully deployed the BVAS and adopted electronic transmission of election results in Ekiti, Osun, and Anambra State, which many described as the game changer. The success of application of this technology in those elections contributed largely to the passage of the Electoral Act 2023. In the meantime, human rights and pro-democracy group, the Take It Back movement, has insisted that the Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu-led Lagos State government must pay for damages done and lives lost as a result of their collective inhuman actions unjustly launched on the people of Owo-Shoki communities through the Ministry of Environment and Lagos State Task Force. The TIB movement unequivocally condemned the alignment of the members of the Lagos State House of Assembly Committee set up to oversee matters surrounding the illegal demolition in Owo-Shoki communities. You will recall that on September 5, a resident of Owo-Shoki in the Koshofe local government area of Lagos State stormed the premises of the State House of Assembly to protest the continued demolition of their houses by the state government without providing them with alternative shelters. The residents in the numbers paraded the assembly complex with placards displaying their displeasure over the sudden eviction from their community. However, in a statement issued today, the Take It Back movement said it has closely watched the proceedings and position of members of committees set up at the Lagos State House of Assembly to oversee matters surrounding the illegal demolition in the communities. The group, however, described as unfortunate that the House and its committee, chaired by Honorable Mureni Akisoya, representing Mushi Constituency 1, unanimously and conspicuously derogated the poor masses who voted them into political offices. You are still listening to the World News at 12 on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Now on the foreign scene, the death toll from 5 days of ferocious fighting between Hamas and Israel rose sharply overnight as Israel kept up its bombardment of Gaza today after recovering the dead from the lost communities near the border where Palestinian militants had been holed up. In Israel, the death toll from Saturday's shock cross-border assault by Hamas militants rose to 1,200, making it the deadliest attack in the country's 75-year history, while Gaza officials reported more than 900 people killed as Israel pounded the territory with airstrikes. Hamas said 2 of its top officials had been killed, while Israel's military said the bodies of roughly 1,500 Hamas infiltrators had been found. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has warned Israel's military response to Saturday's attack is only the start of a sustained war to destroy the Islamic group and change the Middle East. At least 30 people were killed and hundreds wounded as Israel pounded the Gaza Strip with hundreds of airstrikes overnight, according to a Hamas government official. Today, the strikes destroyed several buildings in the Hamas-linked Islamic University in Gaza City. The Israeli military confirmed it had hit dozens of Hamas targets during the night. It said the fighter jets destroyed advanced detection systems that Hamas used to spot military aircraft. In response to Saturday's attack, Israel imposed a total siege on Gaza, suspending supplies of food, water, electricity, and fuel to the already blockaded enclave. Hamas, which has controlled the Gaza Strip since 2007, is threatening to execute hostages kidnapped in Israel, including young people captured during a music festival, where around 270 people died. And that's it in the World News at 12. Just before we wrap up, here's a look at the top stories again. You heard that Peter Obi has addressed Nigerians on the President Tinubu certificate controversy. Atiku denies forging his own high school certificate. Marketers counter federal government insist fuel subsidy is back. And INEC integrity under scrutiny over choice of manual transmission in Bayelsa governorship polls. On the foreign scene, Israel continues onslaught on Gaza as death tolls rise sharply. And that is a wrap on the World News at 12. My name is Ijeoma Egwuatu. Please follow our social media handles at VOP903FM for coverage of your live events and brand news mentioned on the news bulletins. Do send the mail to news@voiceofthepeople.ng. Good afternoon and thank you for listening. Please stay tuned for Matters with Ekama Jude coming up next.